You're listening to Breakfast with Ross and John.
7 minutes after 8, we are joined by SLY of the Underworld. SLY, good morning to you.
Good morning. Obviously, we're talking about what happened last night at Brighton. What we know so far is that this offender, who's from the northwestern suburbs, travelled that distance to Brighton, booked into those service apartments. He then lured a sex worker to his apartment and tied her up to use as a hostage, and then obviously killed the clerk downstairs. He contacted both Channel 7 but also 000, and he told the operator at 000 that he had a hostage and he had a bomb. It's pretty clear at this point he had a plan, and that was to lure police, but not perhaps just any police, the Special Operations Group, because he was not in his apartment but he was hiding outside. He had a shotgun, he had a dark balaclava and gloves. So there were police in the vicinity that he did not attack. He waited for the Special Operations Group to arrive, and then he came out. The first they knew, of course, believing he was inside, the first they knew was the muzzle flash of his sawn-off shotgun. In one way, thank goodness, it was the Special Operations Group, who obviously have state-of-the-art flak jackets and shields. 3 members were struck, some on the hand, one on the neck. One was treated at the scene and simply the pellets removed. Others were taken to hospital for the same process. But 6 Special Operations Group police responded in kind, shooting the offender and killing him instantly. He's known to police. He's known as an IS sympathiser. He's on the radar, but he's was not considered a major threat. He had been arrested previously on terror offences and acquitted, and I understand he's served time for another violent offence. It's early days and we may never know, but the speculation would be that he was inspired, and that's a particularly stupid word, motivated by what happened at London, and that it was indeed potentially a copycat. Why he would go to Brighton from where he was, why he picked that place, is unknown, but it's almost certain that his plan was to, his plan clearly was to try and kill police. He ran at them in a way which he wasn't attempting to defend himself in any way, shape or form. So you can say it was a suicide attack. Do you legitimise these things by saying it's a terror attack, or is it just some idiot using the flag? Doesn't matter. It's just as violent, and you can rest assured that in this state, in this country, if you pretend or believe that you're ISIS, you'll be treated one and the same, and it will end badly for you.
So just recapping your extraordinary story, the woman was a sex worker who had been lured there by him and was tied up.
Correct.
The man who was shot and killed was the clerk working at the service departments.
Yep.
Do we know anything about him?
No, nothing other than he's a poor innocent soul.
And he was not in the apartment when the police arrived. He was hiding in the bushes. He would have had the opportunity to have taken shots at uniformed members, but he waited for the Special Operations Group to get there.
That would be the initial report, because he was certainly outside and waiting for his moment. Certainly his plan was to ambush police and, in all probability, the Special Operations Group. Certainly the experience overseas has been that some terrorists have actually ignored the uniformed people, and they actually want to do battle with the anti-terror police.
His weapon was a sawn-off shotgun, you tell us. If that's the case, it would have a very short range, wouldn't it? He'd have to get incredibly close to the SOG police to be able to have any effect on them.
Indeed, and that's why he was just in that vicinity there, hiding somewhere very closely, and came. So it was that confrontation at point-blank range. But do the maths. You're one idiot with a shotgun and there's 6 Special Operations Group police. How do you think it's going to end?
You've given us extraordinary information, so this probably moves into the realm of speculation. Do you think he's the sort of guy who would be part of a cell, or more like your lone wolf?
Early days, but look, he clearly, through Operation Neath, he had connections, but he's recently been paroled. It's too early to say, but at this point you'd be looking at, he's a nut.
Sly, is there any obvious question we have failed to ask you?
No, obviously it's a developing story. The police won't know the full version. The best thing, of course, is that, in one way, it was good that he attacked the Special Operations Group because they were so heavily armed and heavily protected. 40 years, the Special Operations Group, and they've never lost a member on duty.
Sly's full story will be, if it's not there already, it'll be very shortly up on The Age online. That'll be the full story with full details. You can recap all of that.